All right, welcome back to another Market Minute Update with Giovanni Acosta. Gio, as always, thank you for joining us.
As always, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here this morning.
Absolutely. We are here. It is June. School is wrapping up or has wrapped up. What are rates doing? That's what everyone wants to know. Where are we in the rate cycle right now?
Yeah, once we got on camera, we're obviously we're on a Zoom, so I was trying to see if I saw a little stubble going on there because the
So
rates
wait, are rates coming
coming
down?
down. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so we got our first decline since there's been ups and downs throughout,
Yeah.
but in terms of our meetings, we've gotten our first decline since January meeting. So that's really good news.
That's great.
So I right now today we're sitting around 7%, and at the last time we met, it was 7.375.
Well,
So
that's a decent move.
pretty good move, yeah, pretty good move. I wrote down some of the some of the other moves that we had. So going back, I mean, like I said, 7% today. It was 7.375 the prior. The two meetings prior to that, 7.125. That was April and March. 6.875 in February. 6.75 in January. So as the beard came off, we started the little rate increase, and now we're seeing maybe a little bit of a decrease again, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. We're halfway through the year basically at this point. And so it's good to take stock of sort of where rates are and hopefully we're trending in the right direction. Where do you get all of this data? Like how do you keep track of data? You come so prepared to these meetings, whereas I come up and I'm like, hey Gio, what's going on? But how do you do this?
Yeah, so for rate data, I use a website called Mortgage News Daily. They compile, I believe it's the top 200 lenders' rates, so you get like a general idea of where the market is. When I talk about housing data, so days on market, pricing, buyer versus seller, I like to use a website called Altos Research, and they just dumb it down. I mean, nobody wants to go through and read like a whole bunch of stuff, so they make it informative but really simple. So I love those two places.
That's great. And so to that point, what are our markets doing? What are you seeing, in Stroudsburg and Bethlehem and Allentown right now?
Yeah, so Altos Research actually has a really cool gauge meter where they simplify, like I said, days on market, inventory, all of that stuff. And when I look at our three markets, what I'm seeing is in Stroudsburg, a little bit of stagnation. So we have a seller's market still, but it sort of hasn't moved. There's different degrees of a seller's market. It's sort of been in neutral in the seller's market zone, while Allentown and Bethlehem, it's increasingly becoming even deeper and deeper into a seller's market. So you're
Hmm.
having buyers more interested in outpacing houses that are coming to the market.
And for Strasbourg, you might not have this data, but I mean, is that a result of, more inventory coming online? Is it just prices have gotten too high for everyone and they need rates to come down? Any idea why it's cooling from a seller's market?
Yeah, I think I mean these little things they sort of change from time to time. Definitely more inventory in Stroudsburg than there is in terms of just population to inventory and buyers
Yeah.
to inventory. Um, what I think is going to happen though, hopefully, I think things will just start to pick up in general across all markets because even though rates are down now and they've sort of been around the 7% mark, we're seeing other, maybe not the U.S. Fed, but we're seeing the ECB. So over in Europe, we're seeing Canada this week cut rates. And I'm hoping that even if inflation doesn't reach that 2% target, that the Fed will feel the pressure and maybe need to cut rates. So I think we'll get a little shakeup too in these markets.
Yeah, that's significant, isn't it? I mean, we haven't had rate cuts in a number of years. So for a large central bank to start cutting rates, that is signaling something, right?
Yeah, I mean everything is so interconnected that these markets while they have different policies they tend to sort of trend in the same direction. So when you're getting
Mhm.
other big central banks doing cuts, I think it's a good sign for the U.S.
Awesome. So, we hit rates, we hit global rates, we hit our markets. Is there anything else that is on your mind or that we should be talking about?
Yeah, I think we're always trying to find ways to, talk about affordability, save people money. So I just wanted to ask you some stuff about insurance. Like insurance is one piece of the mortgage payment or one piece of the housing. So I want to turn it over to you. Actually, any tips for my buyers? Sort of things to look out for to save money on insurance because it's ultimately going to affect their monthly payments.
Yeah, absolutely. So something that is a big deal for us, and I don't know that the rest of the market or the real estate market has taken this to heart yet, is age of roof. Age of roof has become a real hot topic among insurance companies to the point where several big names will not write a roof that or a house that has a roof over 15 years old. 15 years is really becoming the cutoff point. So if you are looking at a home and it has a roof, you should be asking this question: how old is the roof, right? If it's over 15 years, know that you are limiting your options of carriers who will write that, which of course is then going to lead to an increase in the price that you're going to pay on insurance. Um, an option that we see is actual cash value, which means, they're going to pay you out on a depreciated roof, not on a replacement cost. So if it costs $40,000 to replace that roof, they're probably only paying you $15,000 because of the age of the roof. So you really want to be aware of how old the roof is. A newer roof is always going to be better. You're going to get better rates, but that 15-year mark, that's really when you want to be paying attention if you're looking to save money on your insurance and ultimately, the cost of home.
Yeah, that's great advice because a lot of my buyers will look at age of roof and they just think to themselves, well, when do I need to replace the roof? And they're thinking of that big ticket roof. Is it 3 years from now? Is it 5 years from now? But they're not thinking today how that
Hmm.
impacts their payments. So that's awesome, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a big deal. So that's what I would say. That's definitely a big one. Um, but like I mentioned, we are here in summer. Gio, you got any plans this summer? You guys doing anything?
Yeah, it's busy season for real estate, so we try to do some weekend trips and stuff like that. But no big trips planned yet. So hopefully figure out something soon.
You've got a baby. You got to hold down the fort this summer, I think.
Yeah, I know. We're still getting used to that. So it's been great, but not the easiest thing to travel with a newborn.
No, absolutely. Well, Gio, as always, thank you for coming on.
Oh,
It
thank
was
you.
great. I hope to see rates keep coming down. But either way, I look forward to talking to you in July.
I look forward to it. Thanks, Jimmy.
Awesome.
Appreciate you.
All right, talk to you.